Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Hassan, and it is Saturday morning, so I'm making this video about Bitcoin. Guys, I've told you guys, come and learn this strategy. This is a very good strategy. So I've been saying about Bitcoin, I don't know, the whole of this week I've been talking about this Bitcoin. I did my analysis. You remember last time I did my analysis on Bitcoin, and I told you guys Bitcoin was going to fall. I told you guys Bitcoin was going to fall. I want you to go to my last, I think, 4 videos. I told you Bitcoin was going to fall. I analyzed the market from the daily time frame down to the 4-hour, and I told you Bitcoin was going to fall. Why was it going to fall? Because all the signs were pointing down. There was only one sign that was stopping Bitcoin from falling down, and that sign was the market trend was to the upside. The rest of the technical analysis was showing a downtrend. Why? Because our tricon strategy, the triple confluence strategy, was showing us that we're supposed to be selling Bitcoin. Why was that so? Because when you got the daily, we had approached the daily resistance, which was this level. We faked it out a little bit, but remember what I told you guys, this was the daily resistance. So we faked it out. Remember what I told you, if we are to proceed to the upside, we have to get full body closure above our zone, not a body that is quarter into below the zone. It has to be a full body closure. We just got one that opened and closed above, but some part was still inside. And then I saw this daily engulfing bearish candle. Engulfed how many candles? 1, 2, 3. Then I told you the same thing was happening here. It engulfed 3 daily bearish, 3 daily bullish candles, and then we saw this move to the downside. Same thing was happening here. Remember, this is an indecision candle, 2 bullish candles, then 1 engulfing candle, engulfing 3 daily candles. If that happens on the high time frame, that is something great. Shows there's a lot of sellers at this level. Then we came here and saw the same thing, guys. Same thing we saw here. Price was moving to the upside, indecision candle, and then 2 bullish candles and 1 bearish engulfing candle. That was a sign that we are likely to drop to the downside at a daily resistance zone. So when we are dropping, where are we dropping? We're dropping here. But look at the move, guys. You would have held this, because I would not close here on the daily candle. I would not close here. This daily candle has to be closed, but it went up to down here. And I also presume there was the effect of the news. Trump announced something, I think, to do with cryptocurrency, something like that, that led to this huge downfall. But there were signs, even before the announcement, there were signs. I think traders were anticipating. That's why the signs came in. So now, what were the signs? After seeing a bearish narrative on the daily time frame, we came to the 4-hour, and this is what was happening. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, lower low, with this huge bearish engulfing candle. This is a confirmation that we are going to the downside no matter what. Once you see that huge bearish engulfing candle, that is a confirmation. It is breaking the trend line and also removing this demand zone, which was a previous strong low, making a lower low. This simply means that we are likely to drop. And if we are to drop, where do we drop from? It gave us a supply zone around this area. So if we are to drop, we are dropping from the supply zone. So we waited for price to come, tap into the zone, and then drop. That is how you trade, guys. Our anticipation was 650 pips, but the price went up to 1,500 pips, guys. 1,500 pips. That is how you trade. 1:11. That is how you trade, guys. That is how you trade. If you entered 0.1, within 2 days you would have made $1,500 here on Bitcoin. Guys, what else do you want? If you think I'm lying, go and watch my previous videos, the analysis of Bitcoin specifically. By the time I analyzed Bitcoin, it was around here, this green candle. It had not reached the zone, and I told it is going to tap and fall. So guys, I'm not a prophet, I'm not anything. It's just chart analysis and trading what you see that has given me this. So if you want to learn this, kindly subscribe to the channel, be part of the community. The moment we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be teaching you how to analyze the market the way I do for free. I'm going to share a Telegram link. You guys join that link, and I'll be teaching you how to analyze the market the way I do on my way for free. You're not going to be paying me anything to teach you how to analyze the market that way. So guys, subscribe to the channel. Let's hit our 1k subscribes. If we hit 1k tomorrow, I have no problem. Immediately I will start the classes. So it is upon on the people who are not subscribed, people who are watching but not subscribing, guys. Unless you have learned how to trade by the time you're watching my videos, you don't know how to trade, or you know but you just want clarity. So subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 1k subscribers, and then I'll put you guys in my classes for free. I teach you trading for a full month for free. If you do not learn how to analyze the market, then you just know you have a problem. I'm so proud of the things that have happened this week. I'm really proud. Last week I gave you the JPY pairs. If you remember very well, watch my videos. I gave you the JPY pairs. The JPY pairs shot up massively, just like I told you. This week I've given you Bitcoin. Look at the sell on Bitcoin. Now I also gave you AUD pairs. That was AUD Chef, AUD CAD, and then AUD NZD. Personally, I entered AUD NZD and Euro AUD. The AUD pairs were selling, and then Euro AUD was buying. And what happened is, due to the news, the buy momentum just shot up. I think it was because of the fundamentals that those huge moves happen. But remember, they only happen in your favor if you're trading the right technical analysis. When the fundamentals come, they are only going to accelerate your technical analysis. But if you're trending in the wrong technical direction, you're going to be burnt out. You're going to be burnt out. Just imagine if you came to AUD NZD, the daily time frame. I don't know if my internet has slowed down. The daily time frame. If you came to AUD, and this is what I wanted, guys. I wanted this. Look at this engulfing candle. 1, 2, 3, 4. It engulfed 4 candles. One daily candle engulfing 4 previous candles of price action. This is where we are coming, and I'm still into this trade. So today, Saturday, the market is not active, so we shall wait on Monday. I know price is going to come up to this level. This is why I put up this level, because this is a demand zone. So I'm willing to take my profits here and then look for other setups. However, I'll try to move my stop losses and see if my market can proceed somewhere, or to the downside, or to the, because this is the weekly resistance which turned into support. So I'm just going to move and see. But this is what happened is, so guys, if you were buying from here, this is a higher high, a higher low, so you'd expect price to come and put in another high high. It also reacted from this demand zone, so you'd expect price to put in another high high, isn't it? Good. Remember, you're trading at a monthly resistance zone. Monthly resistance, weekly resistance, and this is a daily double top, so you're expecting to drop. I was watching TikTok last time, and so I had some lady laughing at people who are still trading double tops. I just know she doesn't know what she's doing, and if there is anyone she's teaching trading, they are in for it, guys. They are in for trouble, because if you don't know that these chart patterns, double top, triple tops, triple bottom, double bottom, head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder on high time frames like the daily and weekly, if you don't know that they work, you have a huge problem. So you still have a long way to go in Forex. So the moment I saw this, I was selling. But remember, some people were buying because they knew price might make another higher high. With this demand zone on the 4-hour, I think people were buying from here. There's a clear demand zone, which also looks to have broken structure up here. And there is liquidity, people who trade liquidity. So break of structure, demand zone, liquidity, there's also support that becomes resistance. People were buying here to make another high. You don't do that. The daily has told you we are going down. Why do you want to buy from here when we are selling? You don't do that. You simply just don't do that. So now that we have removed this demand zone and this one here, the one on the 4 hour, this is where I'm looking at. I told you that is a 1:6. 1:6. 166 pips, reducing only 26. That is 1:6, guys. That is enough for you to be profitable. You can literally lose the next 4 times and you still be profitable. This is how we trade, guys. I saw this trade last week. When price landed here and started retracing, I knew this is where it was going to happen massive. Now, when the fundamentals came in, they only accelerate your idea or your technicals. They do not contradict, they only accelerate your technicals. So now, why the fundamentals are tough and people always look out for them, it's because they are not sure of their analysis. So now, if you're not sure of your analysis here, you're going to be burnt out by this. If you're buying here, look at this candle, guys. Look at it, how it is massive. You're going to be burnt out by that. And by now, as we talk, you would have lost some good money on that one. So just make sure you're trading in line with the fundamental, or in line with your technicals. And if the fundamentals come in, they are going to accelerate your technicals. They're just going to validate your technicals, and the price is even going to move faster when the fundamentals come in. Trust me, if you see this daily bearish candle, there is no way you're going to convince me that this market is still going up. We are anticipating a reversal. Engulfing the last 4 days of price action, we are anticipating a reversal to this level here. So let me just finish with Bitcoin and then I come to those pairs later. So this was Bitcoin, and I was telling you guys, just make sure you get your Argon technicals straight. If you get them straight, the fundamentals are just going to accelerate you. So the moment I see at a break of the trend line, for our trend line, and then at this trend line, I know I don't draw it from the bottom. No, I always start to draw it where this visible high starts forming, and I always want those high highs to be at least 5 days and above. This one was around 6 days, 5 days and above. The moment I see this, I just know something is brewing up. And now when I saw this huge break of momentum, breaking this trend line and also removing the previous low, higher low, and this the demand zone, I just knew we are going to sell. And now if we are going to sell, where are we selling from? We are selling from the supply zone that was given, because as we are selling from here, it also happened to be the daily resistance and also a retest of the outer side of the trend line in the supply zone. Chances are high we are dropping. So Bitcoin dropped. I was right. And if I count the pairs that I gave you that I was right on this week, I gave you Bitcoin, I was right. I gave you US oil, I was wrong because I shifted my support zones. I was not supposed to shift them. If I had not shifted them, I wouldn't be confused. And this is why it is important, guys, to always make sure you get those zones correctly. Always make sure you get the zones correctly. If you do not get them correctly, it is always going to be hard for you. That's why I made a mistake here and shifted my zones. Let me just show you. I made a mistake here. This was the zone that we have been buying from. You remember the buy we took upside? Good. And the sell we brought back. So instead of me leaving the zones the way they are, I shifted them to accommodate this support zone here, this one here, lying to myself that price maybe wanted to retest from this zone below and then go to the upside. However, that was not the case. And look at how you remember yesterday I told you, let me first finish here. So that was not the case. Actually, my zone was valid, and just know the moment the zone has reacted many times, it is valid, guys. It is valid. Price might come at below 3. That doesn't mean it wasn't valid. Just means that price has broken above it, but it was valid in the beginning. So I shifted it and I acknowledged that was a mistake. That was a mistake I made. So I had to leave price to go through it. If I don't get the indecision candle, I had to wait for a full candle closure below here, which happened here. And we not only get one candle, we got 2, 3, 4 candles closing below. These are daily candles, guys, closing below, meaning this was going to be a retest, likely to be a retest, and then we drop. So I made that error and I've acknowledged it. Next time I'm only shifting when it matters, not when I feel like there's a demand zone below. Let me accommodate it. So yesterday I was telling you guys this candle was around here, and I was telling you this candle was going to drop. And I was telling you price action was going to drop to this level, and then probably we shall be looking for buys at this level. And you guys maybe you didn't believe me. Look at what happened. We dropped to this level here. So now what are we looking for? We should be looking for buys. And now this is where the problem is. I have to make sure that I get these zones correctly. So now we have 2 areas here to mark. We have, you see, and this was a breakout, a retest, a drop. So we have this area here, this one here, which is the shoulder, daily shoulders, and then we have this one bottom, which is the head. So what are we expecting? I expect price to come and sit on the shoulders and then start buying. However, I will not just buy immediately. No, I'll wait for a sign to start buying here. So it is either we sit here and give me an indecision candle, then I start looking for buys, or price decides to break through. But if it breaks through, I want a full body closure to the bottom here before I start selling. When I start selling, I'll go to the monthly time frame and look for the zones that price will be going to. Trade from zones to zone. Don't just be buying and selling from nowhere and the lower time frames like you're a mad person. Okay, so this US oil, this one I failed out. So that is Bitcoin. I was a win. US oil failed out. Then I had your ADCF. ADCF was a typical win. You know, a typical win. And now it is giving us signs of a triple bottom. So this was also a triple top. This is 1, 2, 3 triple top, and this one is giving us a triple bottom. So we are looking to buy. However, before we start buying, we have to see a daily indecision candle or a break and close below here before you can start selling up to the bottom here. A full candle closure below here, and then we shall look for sales up to the bottom here. However, if we see an indecision candle here, chances are high we shall be taking to the upside. Here we had 120 pips, and then this one was a win. Bitcoin was a win, 600 pips. Guys, this week got a lot of pips. And then AUD card, same thing on AUD card. We had a double bottom here, a double top here, and I told you we are going to sell. After seeing this big candle here, we were supposed to start selling and then stop here. However, price just went through. I think it also moved around 120 pips. I don't know why is this not moving. This one moved around 130 pips, not 130, 140, 150, but this is where the target was. However, we want to see if we are to come to this, and this is a zone that I wanted to buy from. I think AD card might do that, because on ADCF you look that they have a zone down, and even on AD card there is a zone down. So I might want to see price open and come to this level. It might take 2-3 days, but come to this level. This is a demand zone, very good demand zone. And also we have previous resistance, broken, and will turn into support. We also have liquidity here and a demand zone. So I'll be looking to buy from this area. Now, however, before I start buying from this area, I want price to first reach there. So this one was also a winner. And then we had the last one, which is AUDNZD. It is still in play, but we're also targeting 150 pips to this demand zone. But it was also a win. So I gave you how many pairs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pairs. Even Euro I didn't give you, but it is a pair I entered, but it won. So out of 5 we won 4 and lost 1, which is a good win ratio. Then Euro AUD is a pair I entered, but I never gave you Euro AUD. But on my end, I did enter it. Why? Because it was at a previous support zone, and I told you it is important that you get the support and resistance correctly. So it was at a previous support zone, and it is a good also demand zone that people bought massively to the upside. So when I saw this daily indecision candle, when price reached here with this candle, I was not interested until when I saw this daily. And this is why it is important to wait, guys. Always wait. It is going to show you signs when to want to go up. After I saw this daily indecision candle, it is a hammer, bullish hammer. I just knew it was going down. So when the next day opened, it retraced a little bit, and then I entered. I think I entered around here. By evening, the candle just shot up because of the fundamentals, but they just validated my the fundamentals just validated my bias on Euro AUD. So Euro AUD I was buying. It bought massively because this was also looking like a double bottom, and it's on the daily. So Euro AUD bought massively, and also buying with it. So in total I had 6 pairs. I got 5 and then lost 1. But the one I lost was not because I was wrong, because I was shifting. I did not follow my rules there. So another pair that was giving me headache, it was I think it was NZD card. But NZD card, what happened is AUD card helped me validate it, because I wanted to buy NZD card from this level because it had hit a double bottom. But remember, AUD card and NZD card have a correlation. So I wanted to buy NZD card at this level, but it had hit a double bottom with this huge rejection. However, I said nope, I want to be buying it. Why? Because AUD card was having a double top, meaning we're going to sell AUD card. There is no way you're selling AUD card and you're buying NZD card at the same time. So what I did was, I was not going to be in for NZD card buys because I had AUD card selling, AUD NZD selling. There is no way I was buying NZD card. I just left it to see what will happen. Now NZD card broke this previous support level to the downside. So this break is what I always tell you. You do not consider this as a break. No. The break you want is a full body closure down here. You want to see a candle that opens here and closes down here. That is now the break. This is not a break. This is a fake out with a wick. This is also a fake out. Because you can easily see this thing happen in GBP, JPY. You can easily see price break like this. And then the next candle is a green candle that closes above the zone. So will you continue selling? What you want to see is a full body closure, like this one. It closed down, but it opened from up here. So you want a candle that is going to open from down here and still close down without going up. It can wick upside, but it has to open and close down here. That is now the break, the total, the significant break. This is just like a fake out, because we can just do like this and then make a head and shoulder, and then we continue to the upside. So this is not a break, this is like a fake out. Let me show you how it happened on GBP JPY. This was it, because initially I had put my support zones there. You see, I'm fond of shifting them, but I don't have to be shifting them that much, though I don't shift a lot. So initially I had put my resistances there. So price came and sat on here. So I waited for the indecision candle before I could start buying. The next day, the indecision candle opened and closed below the zone. So would you start then selling to the downside because you see this closure here? No, this is just a fake out. What you want is the next candle to open and close below down here. That is what you want to see. If you don't see that, we are still bullish, guys. We are still bullish. Did you see the next candle? It was an engulfing candle. Why would you start selling here if you see an engulfing candle? You can't. Now, this is the perfect example. This was the perfect example. Let me just remove this line. This is the perfect example. This was my support. Price came and went through it. You see how it went through it? It went through my support. Huh? Hey, now someone would say this is a break of support. They have not broken the support, because the next candle that was supposed to confirm my breaks opened from up from the support level now. from up the support level slightly. You see the price action is slightly up, then went up, then went down, and made an indecision candle. That one I'm not entering. I'm waiting for the next candle. So the next candle that opened was this one. It opened and clearly it was a bullish candle. Why would you start selling? Because now some people would consider this as a break, because it has closed below. Someone would consider this as a break. It is not a break. So why would you start then selling from this side? So after you have seen this candle, just lock down to the lower times and start looking for buy opportunities to the upside. But that is last week. So NZD card, I'm not selling NZD card up to this level here. I'm not selling NZD card unless tomorrow's candle opens. Tomorrow is Sunday. Unless Monday's candle opens and closes below here, that is when I'll be interested in selling NZD card. Maybe I'll be interested in a retest, and then we continue to the downside up to this level. For now, there is nothing that has confirmed. I still see we can easily open here, go down, come up, and then proceed, retest on the head and shoulder, and then we go up. You can still see something like that. Or we can range a little bit before we can go up. So, or you can just open and then still come up. So this is not something significant for me. I want to see another candle open, daily candle open and close below here, before I can start looking for sell setups up to this level. Okay guys, so I think that is all. For now, I'm still in AUD-NZD. This is the only trade that I'm still in. I'm waiting for it to hit my TP here probably next week. But right now, I'm in deep profits. And I'm going to start showing you guys the trades I enter and how they work out, because I come here and call out trades and people don't enter them. So I'm showing you the trades I'm entering and how they will be working out. So just stay on as things continue to unfold. Things continue to unfold there. Okay. So I'm seeing deep profit. This is 52 pips. It is 52 pips, but I know it is going to get me this level next week. So that is all guys. That is what I wanted to show you. Guys who don't know how to analyze the market, kindly subscribe to the channel, watch all my videos that I'm sharing. If you watch my videos very well, critically, step by step, you'll know how to analyze the market. Even if you're a complete beginner, just watch them step by step. You learn how to analyze the market. If you don't know how to trade, you want to learn how to trade, kindly subscribe to the channel and be patient. Wait for my signal. I'm going to be sharing a link for mentorship free. That mentorship is going to be for free, so I'll share a link with you after we have hit 1k subscribers. That is going to be as an appreciation for the journey that we have come together as traders. Remember, I started this channel in I think in May. I started this channel around April. It is now October. That is around 6 months, and we have moved to around 800 subscribers. Yeah, for me, take it as a good progress, because it is not easy to get this far unless your content is that appealing. So subscribe to the channel. If we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to analyze the market like me for free for a full month. So subscribe to the channel and be part of that community. Also, don't forget, if you have learned something from the video, kindly like the video. That is all for today. We shall meet in the next one tomorrow. Bye.